It's a gloriously sunny day and we are back out here doing some more wildlife photography. We have 3 hours to see how many wild animals we can photograph. So I have my timer here and I'm going to press start. So I don't know if you can see, but the timer is now counting. So I need to start finding some wildlife. Now I can hear there's a jay flying in this tree and I can also hear lots of jackdaws. So I think initially we're just going to be taking loads of photos, and then as the video progresses it's going to become harder and harder as we've already photographed lots of the species. So I'm going to get my camera out and photograph the jay, because a jay is quite a hard species to find, and so if I can get that one ticked off the list nice and early, that'll be good for later on. So I'm going to see if I can get a photo. As soon as I stopped recording, the only thing that was flying around was this helicopter. So sadly no photo of the jay, and we haven't got any photo, and it's been about 10 minutes. I was hoping it would show up. I really wanted to get that ticked off the list. More to the point, because last year, and that's exactly on this day last year, I filmed this video. It was my first ever wildlife photography vlog on this channel. Today I thought I would do exactly the same thing and see how we do compared to last year. I am now kind of in amongst some trees because there is an open field behind me which I was in looking for the jays. Now in this open field it's very hot. Now it's a very sunny day today and it's going to get hot. So I'm kind of thinking in the shelter of these trees is where I want to stay, but also it's where the wildlife will want to be. So I'm kind of waiting around here hoping some small birds will come in these kind of branches. There is a robin hopping around in this bush. Let's see if I can photograph it. And we have success. We got our first photo. Now these robin photos are actually really nice. It was beautifully framed. There was this branch sticking out from in between two trees, which you can see now. And the robin went and sat on that perch. So I kind of got the blur of both trees on either side and then the robin in the middle. Now I can't spend too long talking about each photo because I've got to get on and take more photos. But here are the photos. I'm really happy with them, and that is one species of wildlife that we have found in the 3 hours. I'm going to do a time check, and we have 2 hours and 45 minutes left. So it took us 15 minutes to get our first photo, which isn't very good. So we're going to have to ramp up the pace a little bit. Take every opportunity I get. Today it's not about quality of the photos, it's about quantity of the photos. And I've just taken 2 more photos, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't even know if I'd call them photos. I'm really unhappy with one of them, and the other one is kind of cool. You could call it creative, but it's also not a great photo. So I got a magpie photo. This photo was desperate. I mean, it was miles away through a load of trees. I manual focused it. It's an awful photo, and if we see another magpie, I will take another photo just because it was so bad. You can hardly tell it's a magpie, but it is, and I'll show you that photo anyway. And then there was the photo of a feral pigeon. This feral pigeon was up in a tree and I could just see the top of its head peeking out. So anyway, I walked back a little bit so I could get the full head in the frame, and it's literally just the feral pigeon's head sticking out from the tree. And if we just quickly check the time, okay, we're on 2:31, which means we've done half an hour of 3 hours. We've done 1/6. So if we carry on at this rate, we're going to be getting 18 photos, which is okay, but we want to beat 23 because last year we managed to get 23 photos in 3 hours. I'm just going to press pause on this video for a second to tell you about the new things I've started. I started a Patreon a few months ago. The link is in the description if you want to go check it out. Here are just a few benefits of the Patreon. You get shout-outs, you get to chat with the community and me and ask me questions. You get behind the scenes footage, you can get photo downloads, and you also get a mug if you join one of the premium plans. And I've started a shop. If you want to buy prints or canvases for your walls, all of my best photos are in this shop. The link is in the description below, so I'd love it if you would go and check that out. So now, let's carry on with the video. And we've just found a mammal to add to the list. Now, just behind me, over here there are 2 rabbits. When I first looked, I thought they were stones. I kind of thought, there is often rabbits in here, so I zoomed in, as I thought they were rabbits. Now one of them is just sat up, so I'm going to try and get a better photo, because I have this photo of the rabbit lying down. Oh, no, he's just bounced off into the hedge. They always do that. As soon as I say I'm going to take a photo, they leave. I spend too much time talking. I honestly do spend too much time talking, and there's a great tit just there. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and start photographing. And I've taken a quick sit down just on this log here because I haven't found anything. I've been walking like 15 minutes. I did see a magpie and I took some good photos of the magpie. They kind of replaced the awful one earlier. But apart from that, nothing. It is literally ironic that as soon as I'm speaking I see something and then I stop speaking and the wildlife disappears. But I'm now sitting here. I have this kind of beautiful green tree draping over. Who knows what we'll find on there? Something may come, but the fact that we've almost had a third of the time and only have 3 species, I think it was so far, it's not looking too great. So now I'm just going to sit, wait a little bit, and a thrush has just flown past. And we found a few more species, which is great because I'm quickly going to do a time check. And we have 1 hour and 51 minutes remaining, so we've had over 1/3 of the time now. But we found a lot more animals. We found a duck, and if you look carefully at the duck photos, we don't have to look that carefully because you'll see later on, there are ducklings. There's only 2 ducklings with this mother, which means she can take a lot of care of them, so hopefully those 2 ducklings will do very well. So I took some photos and then moved on relatively quickly. And then, just a few steps down the canal, I found some goldfinches. Now, I haven't taken that many goldfinch photos in general, so seeing these was very nice. It was great to see them up on the tree, and I zoomed in with my 600mm lens. Camera check, I haven't mentioned, I'm using the Canon 7D Mark II and the Sigma 150 to 600mm lens for all of these photos. And so yeah, the goldfinches, I took these photos and I'm quite happy with them. They're again not amazing, but they are pretty good. So, after finding the goldfinches, that was quite exciting, we then found a family of great tits, and so I didn't get that many photos of these because they were on the other side of the canal to me, so quite a long way away. But there were some babies and some parents, and they were all calling nice and loud, so I could find them. So here are the great tit photos. And we have another 3 species. We have a blue damselfly, a wood pigeon, and a wren. So the damselfly was just on top of a tree. It was a couple of damselflies, and I took a photo of them because I know we did banded demoiselle and damselfly in the last 3-hour challenge video, so I thought I'd bring them back. The wood pigeon, I was trying to do a tracking focus where you move the camera at the same time as the bird, so the bird is in focus but the background is blurred. Well, I failed, and I'm going to accept that I didn't manage to do it. I also had very little time to plan, so it wasn't going to be pulled off well anyway, but it's quite a blurry image and actually looks quite creative. It almost looks like a painting, the way the kind of, it's just movement. There's this cool movement in it. So, you know, normally I'd see that and go, no, delete, but actually I'm going to keep it and I'm going to show it to you guys. So here is the wood pigeon photo. And then finally the wren. Now I heard the wren singing and calling, and so that meant I knew it was in the bushes, and I just took a photo of it. There is a leaf cutting through the middle of the wren, but we're just going to pretend that's not there. And here are the wren photos. And we are on a golf course. Now we come out to this golf course quite regularly and it's always full of wildlife, and today is no different. This lake behind me is covered in birds. We've had swans, tufted ducks, moorhens, Canada geese. We're just racking up the species. I don't know what number we're on anymore, because we also found a blackbird earlier on. There's pied wagtails we found on the golf course. And just now, I don't know if you can see in the sky, there was a red kite circling in the sky, so I've taken photos of him. And then I turn around to look on the other side of me, and there's a buzzard in the sky. So that's two birds of prey, both circling at the same time. Now, I can't see any of them anymore. I believe they're both above these trees, so if I see them again, I'll try and get some video this time, because I got photos. Obviously, that's what we're going for. Yeah, I haven't had time to stop and tell you what we've been finding, because we've just constantly had animals after animals, and it's going great. I think we're redeemed. I do not know how much time we have left. I haven't checked, but I reckon we're coming up to 1 hour left. We have 57 minutes. So this is the last hour, the last third of the challenge. As I said, I don't know how many we've got. I reckon we're on like 15 maybe. But that is a total guess because I've totally lost track. So I'm going to keep going and see what else I can find. There's also this beautiful patch of kind of just wild grass and flowers. I'll get a bit of B-roll of that because it's looking amazing. Honestly, this kind of early summer, we're kind of at the end of spring now. Hopefully this beautiful weather is going to keep on coming, although it's really hot. My legs are sweating under these trousers, which is, you know, you don't need to know that, but they are. It's really hot out here, just for context. I'm going to keep going. And we found a few more species. So we found a tree creeper, which is always exciting. I like tree creepers, and it just flew onto the tree in front of me and started bouncing up it. So I kind of got on an angle, because with tree creepers, they're very hard to see against the bark. They're very well camouflaged, and I wanted to be able to see the bird, obviously. Obviously, the other photos would be fine, because they would just show that I saw it, which is the point in the video. But also, if I can get good photos, I will still try and get good photos. So I kind of went around the side of the tree to get the tree creeper hanging off the side of the tree. You'll know what I mean when I show you the photos. But it's much more obvious, and it gives a beautiful blurred out background behind. It works with woodpeckers and tree creepers, anything that hangs from the tree, it works really nicely with. So I got those photos, and then I found a moorhen. This moorhen was just at the edge of the bank, and there was a boat. There was a canal boat coming down the canal, because I've left the golf course. I'm now back on the canal, and I was worried that the boat would scare the moorhen away, so I didn't wait for the moorhen to get in a good position. I just took the photo. A bird has just flown past me. I think it's a robin, but no, it's not. It's a dunnock. I missed it. Annoyingly, it dropped down into the hedge. So I'm just going to wait here for a second and see if it comes back up, because as I say, we're running out of species. At this point, we've had a lot of species checked off the list already. So a dunnock is a good extra one to just check off. It's another species and we might not see one again. So I don't want to waste this opportunity. And sadly, the dunnock disappeared. I didn't see it again, and I don't want to waste any more time because I'm going to do a quick time check again. We're really running out of time. That's 34 minutes left, and I still think we've got to get a good like 5 species to beat last time. Again, I don't know, I've forgotten what number we're on, but I will pop the number on up here so you guys can remember, and you've been counting along this whole time. So yeah, I'm really going to step on it. Hopefully we'll find a grey lag geese, a heron, some pheasants, a squirrel. We haven't found a squirrel yet, which is quite surprising. And a blue tit. We could have a blue tit. Like, there is plenty of birds, or animals in general, foxes, mice, I mean, anything. Just anything, really, at this point, because we have half an hour left. And yeah, it's getting relatively desperate at this point. This is kind of when the panic kicks in, and I'm like, okay, I don't really care what I photograph or how good the photograph is, I just want something. A jay or a jackdaw. We haven't had a jay or a jackdaw, even though they were the first 2 things I saw and mentioned. So yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, and then we will find enough birds, hopefully. If you're enjoying this video so far, please like and subscribe, because it takes a while to make, it takes a long time to edit, and I would really appreciate your support even more. So yeah, that being said, let's carry on with some photography. And we're in this beautiful wild field. You can see the grasses behind me there, beautifully coloured. I'm not sure if you can make it out on here, but it's such a nice just field to look over. So anyway, I'm here and we have 10 minutes left. That is 10 minutes. Out of this, the 3 hours we've had seems to have flown by. We've got lots of wildlife. Again, I'll put the number up here. I don't know what it is, but I will find out when I get home and edit this. But this beautiful field is a great place to see wildlife. I can hear small birds chirping, and they like to land in these kind of small bushes you can see over here. There's also a huge amounts of sky, almost all the way round, meaning I can see if cormorants or kestrels. You get lots of kestrels out here with the long grass. You get deer. Sometimes they're along the boundary of this field, and so there's lots of things that there could be. I believe this is a jackdaw flying overhead now, which you're not going to be able to see because it's going to be extremely overexposed, but I haven't got a photo of a jackdaw yet, so I really should have taken a photo of him. We got 10 minutes. Yeah, I can see small birds over on this bush over here. And we're coming to the very end of the challenge, which is slightly sad actually. Now we've done it, and I have no idea how many photos I've taken. I will know very soon. So here we can see the timer is counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as you already know, we smashed this video. We got 29 photos, when last year we got 23, meaning we've done 6 more photos than last year. And so in a year's time, it's going to be even more tricky, but maybe we'll be able to break 30. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and make sure to comment down below. If you want to give this challenge a go, please do. You can email me or put it in the comments how you do, and also tell me which photo is your favourite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.